Hello friends, welcome to Insights Icon Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about a topic that is forest as a national asset by Supreme Court. Okay, and the video learning objectives are: first, we'll try to understand the context, why Supreme Court given a judgment or observation as forest as a national asset. Then we'll discuss about forest as financial wealth and a national asset. How can you convert the value of forest in terms of monetary value, and we can understand the value of the forest. We'll discuss about that. If you able to appreciate the carbon capturing capacity of the forest, then we will understand the forest economic value as well. Then forest reserves in India and Forest Survey of India and its background of this particular organization, forest cover in India, conservation efforts. These are the topics we are going to cover in this particular video. Let's see syllabus mapping. It is related to Mains General Studies paper 3, that is environment and forest resources. This is syllabus mapping. Context. Supreme Court of India has asserted in a judgment that forests in India, they are a national asset and they are a major contributor to the nation's financial wealth. In which context this observations made by the Supreme Court? Actually, in Telangana government given certain forest land to the individual, and that was challenged in the court. In that particular judgment, Supreme Court made this kind of observations. Okay. Now already even our constitution is also saying in various provisions that state as well as the individual, we have to protect the forest and environment. For example, in terms of individual, okay, individual, it is individual responsibility to protect forest. In terms of individual, it was clearly mentioned in the fundamental duties, whereas in DPSP certain directions given to state, that state has to preserve wildlife, forest cover and environment protection. It was in 48A. Actually, it was not there in the original constitution, it was added later through 42nd Constitution Amendment Act 1976. These are some of the constitutional provisions regarding the forest conservation. And apart from that, we are also having certain statutory norms. For example, with respect to wildlife, we have Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and Forest Conservation Act 1980 and Environment Protection Act 1986. These are the various acts which related to Wildlife, Forest and Environment Protection Act. Here the thing is, the world is nowadays, it is going toward the sustainable development. That means while we are protecting the environment, we have to continue the development. We cannot sacrifice development at the cost of environment, or we cannot destroy the environment for sake of development. So we have to maintain the sustainable development process. So here in the judgment, it is a judgment based on the petition filed by the state of Telangana against High Court decision which was graciously gifting forest land to a private person. So High Court, given judgment against the Telangana government and it appealed to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court observed that India's forest serves as a major sink of carbon dioxide. Of course, forest serves as one of the major sinks of carbon dioxide. And tell me students, what are the other sources of the carbon sink? Okay, you know that with respect to carbon, there are carbon source, the other one is a carbon sink. Forest is one of the carbon sink. What are the other forms of the carbon sink? Okay, try to answer that. Then if you convert this value, the value of the forest into monetary terms, the value of mitigation has put a conservative value of, for example, if you take $5 for every ton of carbon capture by the forest, then it comes around 6 lakh crores. That is the value of the carbon capturing by the forest. So this is the monetary contribution. It's a very conservative numbers. Okay, of course we cannot quantify this kind of carbon capture and what kind of quality of life it can bring. We cannot, we cannot convert into monetary terms. But in a conservative way, we can say that in India, the carbon capture by the forest, it can be estimated around 6 lakh crores. Next, according to the India's forest and tree cover, according to this report, contribution as a carbon sink 2009, Okay, according to this report, from 1995 to 2005, the carbon stock stored in our forest and the trees, it significantly increased from 6,245 million tons to around 6,662 million tons. That means the amount of carbon captured in our Indian forest is increasing. It is a good sign. Okay, actually we are aiming to reach the net carbon, okay, net zero level carbon by 2070. To achieve that, not only we have to reduce the carbon emissions, at the simultaneously we have to improve our green coverage as well. Then only we can reach that target. And the registering, so from this period, in this period, we registered around annual increment of 38 million tons of carbon or around 138 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. Now let's see forest reserves in India. The Forest Survey of India, it is an organization under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It is responsible for the survey and assessment of the forest resources in country. It assesses various types of the forest like rainwater forest, like evergreen forest, deciduous forest, and what kind of this wetlands are present across India. So this kind of data will be provided by the Forest Survey of India, and this Forest Survey of India will be provided for every 2 years. And the Forest Survey of India established in 1981. The FSI, it succeeded the pre-investment survey of forest resources. Okay, that means before Forest Survey of India, this organization used to be there. And this project was initiated in 1965 by India with the help of Food and Agriculture Organization and United Nations Development Program. So these two programs, these two together launched this program, and later it was replaced with the Forest Survey of India. Next, now our National Forest Policy 1988, it is stipulating that the India's geography, it should contain around 33% of the India's geography should be with the forest. Okay, according to the National Forest Policy, okay, the forest coverage, it should be around 33%. That means 1/3 of the total land area of the country. This is the target, and Government of India is trying to achieve this target even by going for the afforestation as well. Whichever the area suitable for afforestation, we are very proactively going for the afforestation drive. The remote sensing based nationwide forest cover, this kind of mapping will be done for every 2 years so that we can know the true picture of the forest cover in India. This survey, it serves as a monitoring mechanism towards the achievement of this goal. Next, forest cover in India. According to Forest Survey of India reports, it identified that around 63 million hectares of potential area for restoration. Okay, that means this much area is available for the restoration of the forest. These areas include open forest, recently impaired forest, and the wasteland, that means the lands which became waste after excessively cultivation, agroforestry plantation, and potential for plantation along roads and railway tracks. By considering all these things, we can say that around 63 million hectares open lands are suitable for the afforestation program. Forest in India at the moment, it is covering around 24.62% of the country's land area, including the tree cover as well. Okay, and some of the most biodiverse forests are present in India. Okay, they provide, the forests provide, is an ecosystem. It provides shelter to various plants, animals, and it also provides a lot of biodiversity as well. Forest protects soil from soil erosion because it can slow down the running away water, and it regulates the water cycle as well, like through this perspiration, and whatever the water evaporated, like it will form as a cloud, and cloud will be getting cooled by the forest. In this way, they play very important role in the water cycle. Not only that, some of the leguminaceous plants, even they fix the nitrogen in soil as well. Ecological, community forest resources. With respect to community, they are playing very important role in supporting the rural livelihoods. Around 20 crores people, they are depending on the forest in terms of collecting minor forest produce. Next, these minor forest produce, they mainly used as a raw material in various industries such as food and confectionery, pharmaceuticals, alternative medicine, cosmetics, like this. Next, ecological importance. Forest refers as green lungs of the nation because they provide oxygen by absorbing carbon dioxide. They provide clean air, water maintenance of soil moisture, and they check the soil erosion. They preserve biodiversity, checking global warming and climate change by sequestering the carbon dioxide. By playing these kind of crucial functions, they are playing ecological importance. Next, social importance. Forests are providing habitat to diverse animal species and animals farms, like a biodiversity. The best example for the rich biodiversity in the Indian forest is Western Ghats. Okay. Next, conservation efforts. Government of India is putting various efforts such as National Forest Policy 1988, Indian Forest Act 1927, Forest Conservation Act 1980 and the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. These are the conservation efforts from Government of India, especially the statutory forms. Final conclusion, India's forest resources are very vital part of the country's ecological and economic wealth. So we have to conserve them and we have to keep in this sustainable mode of development. Okay, sustainable mode of development. Next, yesterday's video question. The Noyal River is a tributary of River Kaveri. River Kaveri. Next, which of the following statements about sonar is correct? Sonar stands for sound navigation and ranging, and it uses sound waves to detect objects under water. Which one of the following tiger reserve is located at the tri-junction of the three states? Mudumalai Tiger Reserve. Today's question is, in terms of percentage of the total forest area, which of the following states has the largest percentage? In terms of the percentage of forest as the total forest cover. Okay. So which state is having the largest percentage of forest as a total area? Main question. Forest fires, they poses a threat not only to the forest wealth but also to the entire regime. In view of this statement, discuss the various adverse impact of forest fires. That means how can we reduce the forest fires? As we reach to the end of this video, we will do a quick revision. In this video, we mainly discussed about Supreme Court observation regarding the importance of forest and Forest Survey of India and the various details regarding the Forest Survey of India. Role of forest such as ecological role, social role, economic role of the forests also we discussed. Apart from that, we discussed certain significant statistics related to forests of India. So these are the details we covered, and of course apart from that, even the Government of India various initiatives also we discussed in this particular video. So these are the details we covered, and this is a detailed analysis regarding the Supreme Court judgment regarding the forest. I hope this video is useful to you. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day. Jai Hind.